You won't know who I am from what you perceive. But if you listen when we speak, then you will receive a glimpse of who I am. And then you'll believe and have a life of peace, because your soul is at ease. You see, our source is the essence from which this world is conceived, which means that we were here before the bird and the bee. Now if you have not guessed, I am eternity. But now if you have guessed, and you guessed correctly, that simply means we share the same destiny. To realize we are the God and Trinity that is talked about in Christianity. Now some will say that vanity, or go as far as insanity. It's because they believe in Western theology, but as we see, we choose ancient Kemetic philosophy. Not to say that's the only path to immortality. That's the path for we, this life, you see, as we devote our life to helping others be free, so they in turn can reach their full divinity. And this is done because of the he in I and the I in he. Peace and wholeness. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Soulful Sunday. We have a little different approach today as we enter into this sacred communion, this sacred agreement between self and self, inner self and outer self. As the music plays, the idea is to, and the songs, the lyrics shared, the idea was to start the flow of the inner chi into a higher vibrational state, to remind you of who and what you are in and of itself, as we look to talk and play the bowl at the same time. And so as the intention was to, as some say, is to say, get your juices flowing, get your chi flowing. We now take the time to settle into this flowing chi, being totally present right now as we invoke the breath. Listening to the tones, allow it to permeate your being. And simply taking deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. At your own pace, your own rhythm. Just remember, in through the nose and out through the mouth. My person calls this the relaxing while releasing breath. As we simply relax into the now, relax to the present moment. relax into this moment, being aware of our feeling. Gratitude for being present. Ashe. As we express our gratitude for being present, which is our prayer at the same time, being present, totally in gratitude is our prayer. We also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge those who have gone before us, our ancestors. As we simply acknowledging the pouring of the libation, the water, into the plant, symbolizing the earth, the spirit, and the material world, the earth, spirit, heaven and earth united, combined. For the libations, as you call out their names of those who have walked with us, those in our biological lineage, our spiritual lineage, those which you are, we call upon to guide us in this physical journey. We call it their names, we say, Ache, as we acknowledge you at this silly moment. The most current Joe Hall Jr., Joe Hall Sr., Flora Hall, Bertha Tucker, Val Tucker, Mary Wallace, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, Marcus Garvey, Sojourner Truth, and a host of others have benefited all of us and still continue to do so to this day. We acknowledge and give thanks for you, Ache, 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 and Acheo. All right. As we continue to settle to this present moment, we shift now to our discussion. The topic today is let go and let God. And from some of our previous broadcasts, those who have been following, watching, you are aware that usually there are two of us here. However, today there's only one of us. At least that's sharing. Of course, we are not alone, which is why we use the word we. I, it's projected itself down here into this physical body as a collective, big God, little God, I and I, these various concepts. However, moving forward, we will see what that looks like. Yeah, we'll just see what that looks like. And as usually with the co-host, Precious Funaya, usually as she expressed, the topics comes to her through spirit, and we simply discuss what spirit lays on her heart to, bring up. And this strong is no different. This topic that was given is the topic of let go and let God. Let go and let God. And so here we are, let go and let God. And first off, let's look at who and or what this God is, and then discuss what are the benefits, if any, of letting go and letting this God, whoever, whatever this God is. And from my personal perspective, being still looks like there's no one online as yet. Well, there's someone that's there. However, our usual guests have corresponded, they will be absent today, so no one else has showed up. Of course, we're always open to the feedback, the comments, the questions, the engagement. So with that, who and or what is God? And again, from my person's perspective, God, my person looks like God is the aspect of duality of creation that is attributed to love. This is interesting because Okay, let's just let it flow. Don't. We can be in our head so much that sometimes we can be too uh, whatever. Anyway, my person sees God as opposite the devil. The bottom line. Yin yang, the duality. That's what we want, this duality. My person sees God as opposite the devil. What is the devil? The devil is that which is more so about separation. And God is therefore more about unification. Hence most people associate love with God because a lot of times love is about unification, bring together, come together one. They say the marriage is about love because you come together as one. Community is about love because you come together as one, the common unity of people. So and hate, is more separate. You hate no, you don't want to see nobody else succeed, do good, because we're not connected. Oh, you, there's a separation. That may a lot of times that's looked at as hate the devil. So just my personal perspective on generally speaking, God and the devil, God is about unification, unification, bringing together, wholeness. And the devil is more so about separation, division, you and it likes to use those concepts because they're somewhat general and yet they're simple. They're simple, you know, because within that perspective, we're not suggesting that one is better than the other. You know, my person isn't because if we look at separation, looking at separation, who's ever viewing this thing is viewing this thing on a device, whether it be a phone, a tablet, a laptop. Isn't that a separation? A lot of times we go to the store to get things. Going to this, getting in the vehicle or walking, especially if you're getting in a vehicle, that's separation right there. You get in a vehicle that's separate from you, to go to a place that's separate from you, to get these things that are separate from you, to eat these things to become you. Ah, that's the yin and the yang. Again, if you're looking at food, that's a good example of that food, nutrition. So, say we have an apple. There's no apple here, but let's say if you have an apple, which appears to be separate from you, and you eat the apple, and most of the apple becomes you because of not only digestion, which breaks down the apple into its, um, least common denominator. Then as this apple is ingested, assimilated, digestion, assimilation, implying that the body absorbs it and uses it. It takes it in. It's tantra. You become one, right? So again, separation and unification, two sides of the so-called same coin. You know, the most grandness of that would be the concept of source and creation, which my person looks at as both are happening simultaneously at the same time. Whatever happened before the so-called Big Bang or before the multiverse came into existence, whatever that energy was, that dormant, primordial, everywhere energy, is still here. While at the same time, the multiverse, they say it's still expanding and growing. So even that's in the so-called separation, source energy and creation. Yet without creation, we wouldn't. There's nothing to talk about because there's nothing created. So because of creation, we have experiences. We're alive. We're able to experience this and that, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. We're able to experience the unification and the separation in multi-dimensional dimensions. So back to this, let go and let God. My person sees God again as the unifying energy of creation, the unifying energy of creation, as opposed to the devil, which is the separating energy of creation. So now, what about this thing of let go and let God? Well, as a child of God, right? This is interesting. We coming back to separation, right? Because a lot, one concept of God is it's all loving entity, being, right? You know, usually identified as a masculine energy, God the Father. There are a lot of cultures look at God as masculine and feminine. Some even look at God as being feminine. You know, and even a lot of Christians, you know, are coming into realize or suggest that God is masculine and feminine. Whatever concept you have of God, what whichever concept one holds, one common factor, generally speaking, amongst all those is that we are children of this entity. We're a child. But again, that's separation once again. Separation from that which we are. Right. So let it go and let God. Implying also, as my person spoke earlier about, this a collective, big God and little God, you know, energy fields resides within this so-called physical body. So God is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. God is within. So this love energy, this unifying energy is within. God's within. His love is within. So for my person to let go and let God is to let go of how that which is not God, that energy of separation, we just suggested, we look at as the devil, you know, or some people call it the ego, because if those who have heard or familiar with the general speaking about this ego, you know, that, yeah, it can be a real, you know, because a lot of times its actions is described as that of separation, ego, arrogance. I'm better than you. My person is better than your person. We so good at this and no one else can do it like we can. No one knows. We're the only ones. Yada, 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 yada. No one can do me like this because they don't know who I am. I'm so and so. I'm this, I'm that. You can't do that. Like, you got a big ego. Yeah, that was a song. I think Beyonce or somebody did that. You got a big ego. It comes back. That's how programming is. You know, my person's actually rocking that song. Got a big ego. Anywho, um, so yeah, this whole ego slash devil, you know, slash lower self, comes from the context of, you know, big G and little G. The spirit of big G and little G's both resides in this physical body or housed or capsulated, whatever the, you know, language you wish to use based upon your culture, your understanding. That is the letting go of the devil, letting go for the ego, for the devil, that a thing of separation, to let go and let that which unifies lead the way. So that's the concept for my person, right? Uh, let go, let the ego, allow the ego to let go of its need to separate, because we're already separated. We're already separated. And so allow this God energy, this God of unification, to lead the way. Because ultimately, it will lead us back into oneness with big God. How about that? Yes. Yeah, this is my person's take on the topic. Let go and let God. When the so-called ego, lower self, lower nature, animal spirit, animal nature, the devil within, you know, this thing, when Paul in the Christian Bible
talks about the thorn in the side, or those things that he want to do, he don't do, and those things he don't want to do, he do. These kind of things, that aspect of our beingness. For that act to intentionally say, look here, let's let this thing of unify guide us because we're already separate. So we're already separate. Now we just enjoy the benefits of coming together. Because ultimately, the law of correspondence, whatever's on the inside will reflect on the outside. The outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. So if we on the inside, begin to, let's say, let go of the ego, and let God, let go of the devil, and let God. Anyhow, we get more, we don't want to get too confusing with, with the sharing of the theory, the principle. Well, again, just let go. Uh, and it's just one concept. Something else just came with us, touch on this for briefly also. Uh, let go and let God. Right? Let go and let God. And what just came was sometimes we choose things. We choose to become one with things that's not assisting us to become one with God. If that makes any sense, let's see if we can allow this to spread out a bit. Another concept of let go is letting go of those of whatever it is. We just talk about the physical body, for example. You know, growing up, a person ate McDonald's. In fact, they ate pretty much everything. Eat chitlins, growing up down south of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. My person, they all kind of shit, you know. However, today, it doesn't eat all the same thing. It's live it as opposed to diet, live it. Has shifted a bit, you know. Um, why is that? Because in the process of becoming one with some things becoming one with, in actuality creates more of a separation from God. Because sometimes we can put things in our mouth. And or sometimes we can put things in our energy field. That's just what it's called, hate, jealousy, envy. Stress. What is stress? Stress is assimilating an energy that goes against your fundamental belief. Like fear. They say false evidence appearing real, for example. If you this is how we work. If there is we can intellectually say that we don't have any reason to be afraid of so and so, you know, and not because they're gonna physically, but because of whatever the case may be, you know. Uh, or better yet, even a more better example is most of us had something that we were so-called afraid that something was going to happen. Afraid. Take that for example. Afraid that something was going to happen, and one of two things happened, or one or two things happened. Either it did not happen, and you're like, "What was I so afraid of?" Or it happened, but it wasn't as bad as you thought. Right? Like, oh, huh. So that fear in of itself, because it wasn't as bad as you thought, or it didn't even happen. But so the fear is taking you away from unifying with it's all good, it's gonna work out. Because it's all good, it's gonna work out is a unifying vibration. Uh, it feels good. Oh, it's gonna work out. We feel good that everything's gonna work out. Everything is already working out. It's already worked out for your good. It's already worked out. So we feel good that it's already worked out because there's a more unified vibration. However, we're afraid and anxiety. Oh, it may not work out. We don't want this, that. So that's separation. So we're ingesting this vibration, this perspective, yet it is taking away from us unifying. So the same thing with food. We just use it as as a metaphysician. Love to esoteric side of things, as above, so below. It works on all levels, all dimensions. Just being general with, say, emotions and physical food. You Energy, emotion, those things that we ingest. So again, we can eat some things physically, uh, and if we keep eating certain things over time, it will cause, say, cancer, which is a separation of certain cells. So that the cells are at war, rah, 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 those are the cancer things. Man, people have transitioned because of cancer because their body attacked itself. That's 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 not, again, that's not unification. That's not wholeness. That oneness, that's not coming together. So again, letting go and let God, from very esoteric perspective to a more practical, down to earth perspective is on one side, as we just spoke about, the more practical is letting go of those things that doesn't bring you closer to God. But again, we said earlier, God is more so the energy of unity and bringing together, which most of us call love, or it can be looked at as love, the unifying energy, bringing together of energy. Whereas God will be opposite of the devil, which is more the separation, right? Separation, that's when we talk about there's no love, because, generally speaking, when people think about love, think about we operate as one, again, as one tribe, one family. A family ideally should love each other. That's what people say, morally, love each other. So we're one family, so we operate, we do things with the other person in mind in a marriage, biological siblings, these things like this, BFFs, best friends. We like to look at things. If you love me, you would do things to make me happy. Or I'm gonna do this because I love you, because it's just this whole seeing the other as self. We're connected. There's a connection here. So we do whatever we do for you, we do it for us. Whatever way you want to look at it. Whereas on the other hand, that you don't love me because you're not doing this. You're keeping stuff from me. You're not helping me. Whatever the case may be. Um, you talk so the way you talk isn't building up, allowing us to come closer together. The way you talk is, oh, it's a turn off. So whatever the case may be, we're looking at again, not love, maybe the devil or hate, whatever you want to call it. God is love, devil is hate. That's what we spoke about. And so this again, let go and let God, letting go of the devil aspect of self. We kind of jumped around to the esoteric while we was talking about the physical. So the physical, again, letting go of anything that takes you away from that loving energy. That's the more physical. Again, eating foods that does not bring you close in harmony with the God, your body in harmony with itself. Thinking thoughts, you know. Uh, then again, with that goes to the esoteric, which again is um, not thinking thoughts that takes you away from unification and wholeness. So yeah, we feel as though we spoke pretty much the basics of letting go and let God. Again, if there's any questions, add-ons, feel free to put them in the chat. As you see, a couple of people have jumped on now, and we feel as though we gave a brief summation just now, but if we can maybe just close it out in a more concise perspective, uh, recap, let go and let God topic. The first thing we shared was first, what is God? We're gonna let God do something. Who or what is God? My person shared this perspective on God. Again, it's being the energy of unification. And said that God's opposed to the devil, which is more the energy of separation. So in the context of letting go and letting God is letting go of the separation, which some may call within ourselves, we have this loving energy, the energy of love. God is a child of God. We're a child of this unification of energy. And because of duality, If not expression that, then it's energy of separation. This energy of separation that we looked at again as the ego, the lower self, the devil within. The devil in that person, the devil in it. So this in this lower separate, this energy of separation is in us as well. So letting go and letting God from that perspective is letting go for the ego, the devil within, this energy of separation, because everything is already separate. Because you're watching a device, a tablet, a phone, or something, that's a separation. When you eat food, that's separation. Eat an apple is separate, but once it goes in, you assimilate, become one with it. Unification. So with the energy of separation, we're saying the ego, separation, everything is separate. Let this energy of unification become the one that leads us. Because ultimately, again, as a child of God, in a sense, we are separate from God already. And if we let go and let God, let go of the separate perspective on reality and allow the unified perspective of reality to manifest, ultimately, it will bring us back to oneness with the ultimate God, the ultimate energy of love and unification. So with that vibration, becoming one with that vibration, and that's what we're saying, what Yeshua, Jesus Christ said, I and my Father are one, or I and God are one. I am one with all things. This is what is implied from my personal perspective of the ability to do greater things because we're in a vibration of oneness, which is the ultimate love with the cosmos, with God, the original energy of it all. So yeah, that's the summation, in a nutshell. And again, on another perspective, letting go and letting God is letting go of those things that we engage in, whether it be physical or metaphysical, whether it be food or whether it be going in different environments. A person sees all these things as tantra, digestion, assimilation. We partake, engage in the energy of, become one with. And if we're engaging and partaking in something physical, food, environment, thinking, non-physical, and yet as we assimilate it, if it takes us further away from this God energy, or if it takes over the physical body, it takes it away of being whole in itself. It's cancer, dis-ease. It's not at ease because of what we ate. We have to let go of that as well. So physically, metaphysically, letting go and letting God, that's what it looks like. All right. And it doesn't seem to be any questions as of yet. So again, give thanks for chiming in, tuning in for another Soulful Sunday discussion. And uh, just stay tuned, to see how we move forward. And, also, just to throw out there, if there's anyone who wants the replay of this and have a particular topic, you know, feel free to type the topic into the comment section. Yes, we would love to engage in that particular way as well. And if topic is suggested from someone, we will send you a message back to let you know that your topic has been acknowledged, we received it, and we're going to speak on it. And we'll let you know the Sunday in which we will speak on it. So you should definitely tune into that. As now we transition more so to our announcements. And again, we're here at Earth, 2415 32nd Street, Southeast Washington, D.C. And if you have an area, neighborhood, DMV, whatever the case may be, and if it resonates, feel free to stop through. Set a spell, engage in physical energies here at Temple Mother Earth. My personal accept resonates with it as being a 5D portal. Allow us, those of us on this journey of maintaining a 5D awareness consciousness vibration while here walking in 3D. It's a place to come, uh, get refueled, recharge, reconnect, connect um, with other entities, beings, physical, non-physical, who are supportive of your unique journey into God's ship, that ship of unification, wholeness, oneness with all things. So again, that's what Mother Earth represents for my person. Um, TempleMotherEarth.org is the site that you may check out more of all of the events, including the Monday night potlucks, uh, Monday night potlucks, Wednesday night game night, and those are, and of course, Soulful Sundays are three major events that are regular. Other than that, well, there's a Sweat Lodge ayahuasca ceremony, which is generally once a month, and there may be other, ceremonies or events that come up periodically. So that's why it's good to go to TempleMotherEarth.org to check out whatever is happening there. Also, Mama Iwa Iyasawu. Well, first of all, just a reminder that there are traditional West African drum classes and dance classes that takes place, generally speaking, every Sunday at a place called Creative Suitland. Yes, Creative Suitland, Creative Arts Center. Creative Suitland is an art center in Creative, Maryland. Creative Suitland is an art center in Suitland, Maryland, somewhere right outside of Washington, D.C. Walking this from the Green Line, from the metro station, and generally speaking, on Sundays, Needham Baya has traditional West African drum class that starts at 2 p.m. And then at 3:45 p.m., there's the dance class that begins. And if you don't have a drum, along with the usual drum class fee, there could be a drum for $5. And generally speaking, if you come to the drum class, play the drum, one of the rhythms that is usually shared, usually there are two rhythms. And one of those rhythms is the rhythm that we play for the dance class. So wherever your level of you know skill is, you will learn the basic foundation to play the rhythm for the dance class, and there's an opportunity to stay and play as the other, as more experienced drummers come in and again play for the dance class. So you get a chance in real time, to put into practice what it is that was discussed in the drum class. You can see it drum, in context of the full orchestra, the dum bars, dum set, the djembes, and you can see it played to the actual dance itself. So that's that. And again, with that at the end of November, I want to say November the 26th, Sunday after the Thanksgiving strong, people most celebrate Thanksgiving. Um, and Dr. U is the facilitator, generally speaking, of that class, the drum class. And there's a teacher rotation schedule for the dance class. And Dr. U's mom, uh, Dr. U and Bobo are brothers. They're the co-founders of the studio, Needham Baya. And also their mother, and they all been dancing, decades. She comes down and have healing arts. So it's a more of a different focus with the traditional West African dance, more so the healing, spiritual aspect. So just want to remind everyone of that. It's a little different than regular class, dance class of traditional dancing and rhythms, the rhythm, things like that. So that's that. Uh, we got Mother Earth, we got the I.C.U, Needham Baya, Creative Suitland, and also let us not forget that this is the Soulful Sundays is a broadcast production of the I.C.U, Indigenous Cultural University. which is holding space as the education ministry for uh, I Admit Nation. And so, I Admit Nation, being as the philosophy, still a size difference anyway. I Admit that means is the website that goes with the philosophy of um, being I Admit, Indigenous African American Trust, which is also the collective health mission for Chi. Uh, is the health ministry for that. So you're just sharing information. You may already be familiar with it, but repetition is good, as they say. You know, to remind everyone of the philosophy and the perspective of the journey that we're on personally as well as collectively. Because if you tune in, um, that's love, showing love because you're connected. We are one on the journey of ascension, whatever that ascension looks like for you. For some, like my person, is the actual physical body leaving at the time of transition. You know, others just simply uh, rising above whatever it is that may allow one to return in reincarnation. So you extend it from the attachments per se, that would keep one in the state of reincarnating. So once this life is over, baby, you on to big and better things. Yeah. So again, I think you are it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. So we take a few deep breaths to close out this thing. Yeah, leave it at that. Close out. Oh, communion. Oh, we were getting some. The integration piece. We let this ding anyway. Let it ding. Now it's integration time. Integration is symbolic. Again, we've already had the communion because we've been communing with union as one. So we've shared this time in communion. So now we take the time to integrate the communication from the union. That communication both was shared physically as well as non-physically. The uploads, the insights that came, has come, that was not spoken, but yet we are aware of those. Integrate those things. All things that are beneficial for our growth and return to unification of who we are back into God. That's ultimate unification. Because integration symbolically is of unification. As we remember, let go. And we do this, as we do this, we say right on. Amen and Ache. All right. So now, simply take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, not through the mouth. As we, again, at your own pace, really, just 3 deep breaths. And as we close out this portal, close out this session, close the portal. We also close out the portal as we close out the session, giving thanks for the unseen presence and guidance from our spirit guides, our ancestors, ascended masters, those who are assisting us in back to this. So the bid you adieu, good day. Give thanks for your presence, persistence. And until we call upon you again in such a way, we can say right on, Amen and Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Give thanks. And look forward to communing again soon. Peace and hope.